Are you getting tired of all those cannibal raids stomping your base and deadly mutants making your life way harder than it should be? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've spent days perfecting this super efficient, deadly triangular base design, a literal fortress that allows you to dominate the island. A simple yet super efficient design with strategic kill zones, brutal traps and smart storage. A design that will literally turn your base into an unstoppable stronghold. Any cannibal or mutant raid to easy mode, even on the highest difficulty, which is super satisfying once you have it set up already. So let's get building. A quick reminder for every single one of you guys, as official G-Portal partner, I can give you a sweet discount on servers. If you look forward to exploring Sons of the Forest together with friends, be sure to check out my link in the description down below. Grab a nice discount during checkout and support the channel while you're at it. Already very much appreciated. Questions, suggestions, leave them in the comments. Let's get down to business. Alright, our construction site is pretty much ready. We have a ton of stones laying around the pond, while I also gathered a nice amount of logs to lay out the foundations of the base. We have a zipline set up already to gather more logs from the forest, quickly bring him to the site. I also asked Kelvin to gather some stones and rocks. He already found a nice amount of sticks earlier, but yes, if you have a pond close to your base, you can always do the fishing, which I very much recommend you to have close, while of course we also have a water surface in the distance. Rivers are going to be even better because they don't freeze during the winter, but also recommended is to put a little tent right next to the site, as then you can just quickly save your progress while you're building. Anyways, let's start with the foundation. If you want to have easy and quick access to the pond, I recommend you to put your first beam kind of right here. Not too close to the pond, but this will make getting your hands on water a little bit easier. Right now we're going to put 5 beams right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. This is going to be the beam of the center, so also pretty central to the pond. Right now, we're going to take 3 more beams. We want to make sure that they're exactly in the middle of the third beam, or yeah, the middle beam, let's say. We're going to put that just like that. Voila! That pretty much makes our triangle shape. Right now, it looks like trash, but the final beam right here is important. You basically want to fill in this shape right here. So yeah, this is pretty much what you need. A triangular shaped foundation, which is going to be more than enough for a base. This one doesn't have to be in the middle. You can even get rid of it right now, while it's going to make it easier to align the diagonal walls, which we're going to place right now. So I'm going to put it right there once again. Now, if you walk a little bit backwards and place your stick exactly like so, we're going to pick up another one. Place it right here at, let's say, the corner of that foundation. You should be able to tell sort of where the diagonal wall is going to be. This is probably the most difficult thing to do, but once you have it set up already, it's going to be just perfect. Let's also double check this area. I think that looks pretty good. Only this stick right here has to be a little bit more to the back. So if we stand at the edge, let's say, of the foundation, that would be good. Now you want to replace the back side of the foundation with stone. For the diagonal walls, look down, right click until you have that wall shape popping up, and you want to make sure that you, kind of place it in the exact center of these 2 diagonal walls at the height of the sticks. From my experience, if you place the wall a little bit more towards the stick to the right, it's going to be a better fit. Sometimes though you have this red square in the middle, which can be pretty annoying. Then you want to simply place the stick a little bit more to the right. There we go. I think that looks pretty good, actually. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you simply want to make sure that no parts are sticking out too much. If you then see that you can basically put a pillar right next to the straight wall, then yeah, you will have a perfect edge. So mobs can easily make the turn right here, efficiently trigger the traps. Voila, that's exactly what we need. You can see that right here, it's not perfect, but still, this is going to be just fine. Now we want to take those blocks and we want to start filling in the corners. We're going to make pillars exactly like so. After you've done the sides, it's time for the walls themselves. Right now you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Stone wall frames on the sides and the wooden foundation or frame in the center, which is going to determine our living area where we're going to have our safe spot with everything we need. Kelvin is still farming all the stones. We're going to need a lot of that, as right now we're going to start filling in the walls themselves. And yeah, don't forget that cheesy method which I shared with you guys earlier, which allows you to force respawn all the essential resources after relogging. So you can finish up this build a whole lot faster. And while you're filling in the stone walls, make sure you also place these wooden beams on the center foundations, so you will know for sure that they can fit before you close the walls. You should also be able to place a bed exactly like so, which doesn't take up any of the foundation space to save your progress and rest without a problem. So you no longer have to worry or rely on this tarp outside. And while the walls are still open, I also recommend you to build one of these stone fireplaces. A total of 42 stones are required, while this one can be amazing to make yourself a fire in this small yet efficient space. And when you're almost done with the build, you should also take out your axe, punch out some windows at the second level basically, from which you can spot enemies from the inside and also easier pick up resources and reset traps. Nice ninja moves. I also have a couple tricks up my sleeve. These guys. I'm also gonna prepare myself a delicious meal with cannibal body parts. This is probably my favorite delicacy on the island, as I'd say the unique taste is very much worth all these bonuses. Yum yum. I kind of stopped recording after some point because I wanted to first test and perfect this design. So that's why I also decided to make this little area right here with a truckload of resources, as you can see. Stones, chairs, etc. And also the ropes and sweet vodka for the traps. I also did a little bit of exploring, got my hands on the butter, the katana, and many other weapons. So this is what we currently have. It's a pretty simple triangular design. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows on the side that collides or faces towards the pond. Then we have 4 walls on the front, which both have 3 windows. So we have all the windows except for the 2 in the front right here, because of course we have that fireplace. Now, the next thing we want to do is take a couple chairs. Wait, we don't want to sit on them. We just want to place them exactly in the middle right here, because these 2 bad boys right here serve as a instant teleport into our base. So we're going to pick these up. To make construction inside the base a little bit easier, by the way, just place a beam right here. That's going to make your life so much easier. Anyways, we're going to place another one of these 2 chairs on the other side. So right now you should be able to instantly teleport in and out of the build. So voila, that brings us outside. And this fella right here brings us inside. What I like to do is place some bone storage in the corners right here. So if you place it exactly like so, gonna be pretty easy to fill that in and place all the bones in there. Whenever you take out the bad guys with all the traps, which we're gonna lay out in a second. I have another one on this side. Voila, I think that's gonna be more than enough that we're gonna need right now. This is where we can store our pots if we log off, because they can disappear from time to time, while all the other ones are basically serving as either a platform to jump on top so we can reach the top of our base bunker, while I like to use these for storage. So I just did a quick reload of my progress, which means we can pick up all the resources on the floor once again. As you can see, everything has despawned, all the smaller logs, while right now we can also pick up these stones. But if we quickly check out the map, these are a couple amazing spots where you can get your hands on ropes. If you also decided to place your build right here, just walk a little bit towards the north, as this is where we will find your first cannibal camp. You will have your first rope right here. Also a nice soda can. I think we can find like 2 or 3 more. Oh boy, we have to deal with these mutants, but wow, that was clean. And the second location is right here. Ooh, we have some sweet cat dinner. Let's go. Secondary rope. We've got the third one. Also a battery and some cloth. Is that a fourth one? Wow. Anyways, that's pretty much where you want to be for both locations. The 2 cannibal camps. These are the locations on the oncehumanmap.io. Personally, I mainly use it to spot cannibal camps, so I know exactly where to position my base so I can have the most patrols around it and dominate the island, which, I don't know, just is super satisfying to do. Let us know in the comments if you prefer solitude on the islands or as many cannibal camps as possible, so you will have the most action, let's say. That's what I'm all down to clown for. I mean, they just keep coming right here. That's just amazing. Yum, yum. Look at all those figures floating in there. Oh, this is just perfect. Anyways, right now, we're gonna focus on them traps. So we no longer have to deal with the cannibals ourselves. The first one is the Hokey Pokey trap. Oh man, I absolutely love this name. What you wanna do is make sure that the trap is on this side of the wall, where you have the wood facing towards the wall itself, and make sure that it's at the end of the triangle, basically. So mobs can't get stuck too much. A little bit like this, basically. Well, you want to make sure that the spike is facing towards the wall's end, exactly like so. This is probably the most efficient setup, as right now the mobs will attempt to walk around the wall and trigger the trap. That's gonna make it swing around, and they will not just collide into it, which can be pretty annoying. This setup has to be done right on every single wall, so we're gonna do it once again. Hokey Pokey trap. Oh, the name is so nice. I don't know why I just love it so much. Gonna put it right there. Yeah, I think this just looks great. We're gonna need a couple more sticks. There we go. That looks more like it. Right now, we're gonna need just one more of these big fellas. Hokey Pokey. There we go. If we quickly have a look at the top, this is what it looks like. So you basically have the wooden always sticking at the left side of the build, but as close to the corner as possible on each one of the sides. Trust me, this is going to be the most efficient, as every time when you trigger these spiky hokey pokies, let's say, they will be able to swing. Well, if you place them a little bit more to the sides, they can collide with the wall themselves. Then you're going to have a problem. Right now, though, we're going to place a whole lot more traps. First off, I like you to place down a bone maker trap. These should be at every single corner. So you want to place them at, let's say, the bottom of the right side of the window. I'm going to place one right here. On this side, you want to, of course, make sure that they are on the left. So always as close to the hokey pokey itself. Next to that, on the other side of the window, you want to have a fly swatter trap, which should be the furthest away from the hokey pokey trap. You also want to have double fly swatters at the open window, which is still left. So on the back side where we have our chair, you're basically going to end up with double fly swatter trap on each side, exactly as I'm doing right now. So you have your chair in the middle, double fly swatter, a single fly swatter, and a single fire at each side. All the sides is exactly the same because we don't have an entrance right there. Fire, swatter, double swatter, swatter, fire. Let's just quickly reset this big fella right here. Ouch. Fire, swatter, double swatter, swatter, fire. So that's pretty much what you want to have as trap layout to make it as deadly as possible. After a little bit of farming, we can finally fill in the blueprints, not this one, and have our traps set up and ready. Flame trap at the corner. So every time when the cannibals decide to run around the corner, they will be set ablaze, which is going to make this layout as efficient as possible. This is exactly what it looks like. Ooh, they're already triggering it. That's interesting. We even have some cannibals popping up right now. Let's just quickly deal with this guy. Here we go. Oh, that's just so satisfying to watch. This lady, though. But yeah, it literally took seconds to deal with this raid party. They brought a lot of treasure to my base. Raid pouches, bones, everything we basically need for survival. Some new ammunition. Alright, so there you have it, a super efficient base layout. A deadly fortress which you can have set up already in no time, with deadly traps that allow you to deal with any situation. Cannibal parties, mutants, all these are going to be no problemo, even on the highest difficulty. If you enjoyed the content, a like would mean the world to me, and of course, share your thoughts about the build in the comments down below. Maybe you have even more tips and tricks for the community. Right now though, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you a lot of fun with the build. I'll check you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace.